Hello and welcome to the San Marino World Cup Challenge. This is the Season 1 Roundup video. You can watch all the live stream on Twitch TV or you can watch the exports on YouTube. Unfortunately my upstream bandwidth isn't the greatest, so I do not upload in HD to Twitch TV. I shall upload these quick overview videos at the end of each season so you know what's happened. Here is my transfers from the first season. As you can see, I brought in a lot of free transfers because I basically had no money, and then round about January time I brought in free players on loan. As you can see, I brought in Giovanni Scampini, who was quite a good player. He has potential to be a good Serie B team. Unfortunately, he didn't get a game in my second season. In the first season, he played 26 games, had 3 goals, and did very well. But in the second season, he didn't get a game, so I've since sold him on a free again. Christian Costrana, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Quite a promising right back, but didn't really develop as much as I would like. Again, he played a bit part in the first season because he was quite young, but as time went on he just didn't really get a game. That's mainly because I signed Frank Simic at the same time because I didn't have a right back and I desperately needed one. Frank had a bit more physical stats back then. They've gone down a bit since then. Great right back, can also play in the middle of defence as well, but he's not particularly great in the air. Has 6 caps for the national team, started at Arsenal, and his career basically went downhill ever since until he got to the mighty San Marino. He's currently playing at Foggia in Serie C. We brought in a coach. Here we go. We brought in Federico Nani, who, as you can see, is no longer with me in the current third season. He was only here for 1 season, but we got 8 grand for him, so I quickly sold him because he doesn't really have much potential ability. My coach reckons he can be a good Serie B centre midfielder in the future, but myself, I wasn't too keen on him. He just didn't have the stats. Stefano Lasceni was goalkeeper. He played 11 games for us in the first season. He let in 22 goals and was quickly dropped for the Vivian, the old goalkeeper who was with us at the start. We brought in an assistant manager who's no longer with us. Rizzi, who was our youth, who's no longer with us as well. And here we go, here's Giacomo Maragon, who I was playing as a false 9 attacker rather than a winger. He's a decent player. Got 2 goals for us, didn't do great. But he only got 1 game in the last season, and so I've since sold him. And where are we? Here we go. Here's Mekar Yabri, who's quite a solid midfielder for his age. He's taken up Burkina Faso nationality, so I got him in, had him on loan at the start, and I brought him in again last season. And he's played a few games. I'm considering bringing him in again, but he's quite a way down the list of potential midfielders, so I'm probably not going to do that. Andrea Conti, who as well I was playing as a second striker. I tend not to play with wingers, I play with complete left backs, but I got some money for him, so I ended up selling him. Marco Zanelli, as well, a right back. a youthful right back who I've since sold. Ben Frampa, who is a central mid defender, but he has very poor physical stats. He didn't get any games for us at all, and we have since released him. And Jon Severin, who we got in on loan. He's quite a decent player, but he's lacking in pace for my liking. So, although we brought him in 2 seasons, he's only played a bit part. Played 12 games in total over 2 seasons for us. Sergio Buenacasa, who is played a solid season for us last season, and in the first season as well he was very good for us. So we brought him again for Serie B in the 3rd season. And Sofian Klein, who is a midfielder, very creative midfielder, not particularly good at stamina and quite short. He's not very good at jumping to head the ball, but he does have a good first touch and is quite creative. He's only played a bit part so far, but I've got a feeling he might play play some more games for us this season. He's on loan from Standard in Belgium. So we got rid of most of the players. We got rid of Carlos Coto to Spain for 17 grand. So in total we made a small profit in the transfer market. Not particularly great, but you know, decent enough. Okay, so let's find where we put the... Here we go. So here is the best 11 for the very first season. As you can see, we had Daniel Jara on loan. He did very well for us. We never brought him in on loan again next season because we didn't think he would be quite good enough, and Genoa themselves played him. He's currently on a free, but he's not quite as good as the other players we have in the moment, so I've not signed him. We have Casola, who was our second striker, playing as a false 9. 3 midfielders, 1 attacking midfielder and 2 box-to-box midfielders, and we have an anchor man. So basically what happens is, these are the tactics that I like to play with all the time. I do change now and again, but very rarely. So what we have is, we have 2 left backs. We currently has a full back in support, but we try and get them to run wide with the ball, stay wide, and basically get the ball up. So the idea is that when we're attacking, these players end up here. So we've got good wingers. These are equivalent of the wingers. I have in previous Football Managers trained left and right wingers to play in this role. So they move up and down the pitch and cover the whole of the wings. Our anchor man, when defending, drops back to join with the 2 central defenders. We've got a false 9 and a poacher. The poacher is there to get the goals, the false 9 to help support them. And so that's basically the tactics what we stick with. We've stuck with them over the last 2 seasons, and we've done pretty well. So here's Serie CB. We'll have a look at the first season, and here we go. So we finished 9th. We didn't do particularly great, we didn't do particularly bad. It's the highest San Marino itself has ever been in the series. And well, that's pretty much it. We'll look at this schedule before I go. And as you can see, we played lots of friendlies against big clubs trying to get some money in. We went out of the cup very early against Asoli, and so yeah, it was a very mixed season. We didn't win much, we didn't lose much. I hope you enjoy the video. Please subscribe if you like what's going on, and leave comments about the challenge. Okay, bye.